Alright guys, today we're reacting to a video called Stop Buying Equipment for Your T-Shirt Biz. Let's get to it right after the intro.
Anybody can get it.
Mic check, one. My mic sounds nice, check done. Listen, hopefully the sound sounds a little better. I know I speak a little loud when I'm on camera and stuff like that, but I watched a little tutorial. I looked at my old videos, the mic was a little off, so hopefully you sound experts out there can see I'm trying, all right? Y'all got some pointers for me? Put them down in the comments, and I will make sure I check them out and try to fix it a little bit better, right? We getting better every day, making the best out of what we have. The same thing you should be doing inside your t-shirt business. We got some dope hats right here from Hat Vendor, so if you need some hats, make sure you visit hatvendor.tshirtsocial.com. The best hat catalog in the game. The stuff that you actually need. But with no further ado, let's jump right into the video.
Want to know why you should stop buying equipment for your t-shirt business? Do you feel like you have to have the latest and greatest piece of equipment?
Oh yeah, anybody can get it, like it said.
Just to be successful? Well, sit tight. Let's talk about why it's important to stop buying and start focusing on what's going to make your business successful. What's going on, guys? I'm Mr. T-Shirt, and I've been noticing a common problem that a lot of crafters and even small business owners find themselves with, and that's constantly purchasing machine after machine after machine. Now,
listen, I've been talking about this for a minute, man, right? Like, when it comes to, you know, how this stuff got started, and I take full responsibility for my part in it, right? The unboxings and all of that stuff that I started with heat presses long before anybody was really doing it. Now it's a very, very popular thing with all the equipment, which I understand. But ultimately, what I do realize is that if you're not using what you have, people have had machines for 6 months, a year, that they haven't even unboxed to use. I want you guys making money, so I had to step back and say, what's really going on? I know these companies out here, like Pro World, don't really care. All they can do is keep continuing to send you coupon after coupon or trying to get you to buy the next piece of equipment. They don't really care if you use it or not, right? So this is something that I've been like struggling with, and now I've kind of like reshaped everything that I'm doing, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. So let's see what he got to say.
I watch a lot of YouTube channels that are in the t-shirt or custom apparel industry, and what I see often nowadays is that these creators are doing all these unboxing videos about the newest machine or equipment.
Game changer.
That just dropped, and I say to myself, do they really need that for what they're trying to do or what they're trying to accomplish? There's a couple of reasons a person might have these habits. Let's start with the first one. The first being they have a compulsive shopping disorder. Kind of like my mom, but
this man gave it a turn. I don't go that far, man. You got a compulsive shopping disorder. You need therapy.
Don't tell her I said that. Where if they see something and think it's cool or a good idea or a great deal, they buy it. Even if they know they probably won't use it much or really don't need it. However, for the right price, it's worth it to them. The second reason is what we call...
So going to the first one, I think people are buying stuff because people like myself have opened it, used it, or whatever the case is. And that's why I always gotta have a conversation with people. Hey, should I get this or should I get that? Should I do this or should I do that? Right? And it comes down to the simple fact of what is your intended use? Why do you use it? Or why do you need it, rather? And what I always say is, let your customers dictate what you go out and purchase next, right? Let the customer base that you have now, when you get into it, you don't have a customer base, you're trying things out, right? You don't really need much to get the business rolling. If you are actually doing it for business, you don't need a bunch of stuff to get the business going and start flowing and stuff like that. And then you got to let your customers make that decision, right? I started out screen printing. When I got a heat press, I was like, yo, everybody should start with a heat press, right? Now there's a bunch of people telling you to start with a heat press. I wonder where they got it from.
The illusion of progress. Let me explain the illusion of progress. Now, we often feel that if we have the newest machine, we're making progress towards our goals and that much closer to being successful. And give off that illusion to other businesses or customers that we're highly successful because we can afford the best. But the reality is we're digging a deeper hole for ourselves financially. Now, don't get me wrong, if you can afford to do it and you need it, then by all means, do what you have to do. But the reality is, the equipment alone won't make us better at what we do. It's our skills, experience, and knowledge that truly matters. I
totally agree, right? I like the way you put that, the illusion of progress, right? a lot of us, even just in life in general, like we equate things to what it is that we have, what kind of car we drive, what kind of house we live in, and the list goes on. The watch, the shoes, all of that good stuff that never really mattered to me at the end of the day. And you know, a lot of people out here hoarding equipment, right? Whether that's because they seen somebody else have it, or they see somebody else with a lot of equipment. I've literally had people that I got started into, it's like, yo, I wanted that because you had it. I'm like, bro, that don't make no sense. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, right? And me personally, I get this stuff, I unbox it. The stuff that I use, I give my review on it. And if you don't see a ton of content over time, or I'm very, very clear about what that machine is, right? I take the Roland BN20, for example, where I'm like, yo, this is a craft ETG machine, right? If you got a business for like babies and onesies and stuff like that, then it's the perfect machine. I've used that machine to make money, but the limits of it doesn't mean that you should go out and buy this machine, right? You got to look at things from your business and decide if you want it or not just because someone has 15 of this machine, they got 5 of this one, they done got this brand, they done got that brand. If they got multiple brands of the same machine, most likely they're not doing it for business unless it's like an upgrade, right? If they got a Cricut, a Cameo, or like, you know, just different things like that, unless they had a bad experience, most of the time they're not doing it for the business, they're doing it for content.
An example, I have 2 heat press machines. The very first one I bought, which burnt out after a year or so, it was an Amazon 5-in-1 heat press. Matter of fact, I think it's right here. I have it right back here.
Get rid of that, dog. You still got it. It burnt out. Throw it away, man.
Check this out. So this is what it looks like. Okay, the platinum, the bottom platinum is not on it. I had the cap press on it, I guess, last time I tried to use it. But this is what it looks like. All right, as you can see, it's very dusty, it's very old. All right, but that is the first heat press that I bought from Amazon. I didn't buy an expensive piece. That was my first press that I ever bought. That one burnt out after a year, so I had to buy another one. Now, being I burnt out my first one because of the volume I started doing at such a quick pace.
Like that. I burnt out my first one because of the volume that I started to, you know, use it at, right? I gotta go back, way back to where I was like, yo, break the press, right? Like, people so scared about breaking equipment or if my machine's gonna break. Yo, use that piece of equipment so much that it does break, right? That means you're making money, you're doing business, you're on the right track if you can use your machine enough to break it. Listen, I don't care what machine you buy, they gonna break down. You know how I know? Because I done been pressing and watching parts fly off of the top machines, right? Put it to the side, go get another one. My first Amazon press died in 30 days. What I do in 30 days? I went and ordered another one, right? I think you should have an extra heat press around so you never get caught with your pants down and you can actually get to work. But you don't need 5, you don't need 6, you don't need a bunch just because somebody else has it.
I knew then I had to spend a little more money to upgrade to a better quality one, but I kept the old one just in case of emergencies because, again, you never know.
Smart.
So it's good to have a backup.
Well, if it's broke already, I don't know about that.
I didn't go out and buy a second one to have a backup. My first one burnt out. I had no choice.
This is where I disagree. I think if you're in the business and you're serious about this, you should have a backup, right? If your main press is a 16 by 20, you should have a 15 by 15 backup so it doesn't take up as much space, right? But I think you should, if you're serious about the business, have a backup, especially because you never know when you might need some help, right? Like me and Heather the other day, we knocked out, I did 120 front, she did 120 backs in a timeline of one movie. Maybe we can pop that up there. We watched Bad Boys 1. In that time frame, we was just going back to back, just knocking it out. She knocking out the backs, I was knocking out the fronts, and we just rolling. So if you got a big workload, you can bring somebody else in to help you, but it's also a spare in case some things go wrong. So you don't ever want to be caught with your pants down. That's just my opinion. I don't mind somebody having one more heat press than what they actually have people in production. But yeah.
I had to go buy another one. The second one I bought is the one you see behind me from Heat Press Nation. My 15 by 15.
Shout out to Heat Press Nation, man. I love what they doing with their content. I love the direction that they going in. Best in the game.
And using ever since. It's been a great heat press. I have no issues with it. It does.
Oh, and stop asking me to react to that video too. All right, I got a couple messages about reacting to that video. Y'all know what video I'm talking about. I'm not gonna react to it. I got too much love and respect for Heat Press Nation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna react to it. I'm gonna let that one slide. But it might be another one, because you know
Anybody can get it.
It's a job. It gets my orders done. And again, no issues. It's worked for me for the past 4 years. And not to mention, I run my business by myself, so I don't really need a second press at the moment. Yet I see people with 3 and 4 heat presses. And I say to myself, for what?
for what, bro? For what?
And they're the only ones working their business or running their business. It's just funny to me because these creators give you the illusion that the newest is the best. Meanwhile, the machines do the same thing as what they currently have, maybe just with 1 or 2 more features, but definitely not worth spending hundreds and even thousands on, because these same creators, if you watch other videos they have, you'll see those same machines later on in the background on a shelf, never being used. So now they just decorate.
Me, I get rid of them. You know what I mean? I give them to somebody trying to get started locally. I don't really ship them out and stuff like that, but I get them to somebody's hands that locally could use them, that want to use them. Like my aunt's trying to get one right now, and so I probably will give her one of the ones in here. But nah, that's right, bro. Like it's right.
When you're first starting out, I get it. You don't know what's good, what's not, but don't waste your money on high-end equipment, especially that you're just starting out and you're not really familiar with it yet. Now, let me ask you, how does that help our newbies or those just starting out? They can't afford a machine for $5,000 or $10,000. I've seen hundreds of videos and posts with creators using the simplest of heat press machines, vinyl cutters, and some vinyl, or maybe even some
Hey, I just got the Romeo, and I'm looking forward to the Romeo. No, I got the Juliet. I'm looking forward to the Juliet because it's quiet, but I'm 10 toes down with Cameo, right? I had got a bigger cutter. I don't even really want to use a bigger cutter because all I'm doing is like small t-shirts, right? And I get with the possibilities and the flexibilities and the scale of how much faster you can do stuff, but I live and die by my Cameo up to this point, right? And there's certain reasons that you can find with the equipment to upgrade, certain features that you may want, that you may need to upgrade, and things that you may want, right? So in that frame, you just got to make sure your upgrade decision is based on something that you care about, something that's going to truly make you better. Again, if you're not a content creator, I don't think you should have a Cameo and a Cricut and a Juliet or a Romeo. I don't think you should have 3 or 4 cutters, right? Now, if you got one for like your family to use and then you got the one for your business or something like that, that's cool. But I think you need to get rid of it. Like me, I'm quick to get rid of my old heat presses. I can keep 1, 2 in rotation, maybe a third on deck, but I'm getting rid of the stuff that that I unboxed, and I'm not hoarding equipment and it's not all sitting around me in a room and different things like that. I'm quick to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying?
And make way better work than a lot of these people and creators that's buying all these high-end machines and doing all these unboxing videos. And again, when I first...
Bro, you talking about me, right? I know you talking about me. We're going to have a conversation man to man.
Started on YouTube, I might have been a victim of unboxing, but those same unboxings are the same equipment that I have to this day. My Heat Press Nation Signature Series 15 by 15, my EcoTank overhead sublimation printer. I got 1 mug press, and I'll spin the camera so you guys can see my vinyl cutter. That's it. All right, I don't need anything else for what it is that I do to process or get my orders done. All right, so I don't need 2 and 3 vinyl cutters. I don't need a Cameo or Cricut or this or that. I don't need 2 and 3
straight facts.
Sublimation printers. Okay, listen. Buy what you can afford and what works for you. There's no need to spend all this money having multiple, especially like I said before, especially when it's just you working your business by yourself. All right, how many machines can you work in one time? Let's be real, let's face facts. Don't be fooled by how many subscribers or followers these creators have, because most of them will never show you their ROI or return on investment for each piece of equipment that they unbox.
Ain't no ROI when they gave it to you. I know they give me a lot of this equipment, a lot of this stuff, and I always try to put into a business mindset or mode, right? it's not about necessarily what the equipment or the cost of the equipment is. Like, yo, is there a real business model around this machine, right? And I get it. Content creator, you got value. You should leverage your value. I remember we used to get in arguments about this. You should leverage your value, right, to get the equipment in here. But ultimately, I feel like I have a responsibility to you guys to give you guys valuable information, right? People ask me, should I get this or should I get that, or would I get this or would I get that, right? And I'm like, bro, why would you even want that? Why would you go in that direction? You probably should do this. What's your experience with this? What is your customer base saying? Like, these are questions I say to people who ask me for my opinion on equipment all the time, because the truth of the matter is you probably don't need what it is that you're asking for just because you've seen the latest unboxing, right? I started the trend, I started the wave, and I'm telling you guys that I'm looking back, hindsight 2020, like some of the rappers, like, man, it's really been some what am I say, I can't even say misleading. It's not been misleading information, but you know, rappers start talking about one thing and then they grow up and they look at it and they look back, hindsight 2020, like, man, I was really pushing some negativity. Nah, we pushing positivity. We pushing prosperous goals and dreams and making sure people go out and really make what it is that they trying to make. And I'm talking about money. I'm not talking about being able to make all of this stuff, right? I'm the best embroiderer that YouTube has ever seen. You know why? Because I've never ever hooped a hat, but I sold tons of embroidery long before I ever got on YouTube. Right? Long before I ever got on YouTube, I was selling embroidery, right? And this goes on for other things, man. You just got to be out here to make the money and get what you want to get out of this business. And if you haven't made the money that you want to make in your business, I encourage you guys to visit me over on tshirtsaucer.com. I encourage you guys to come to class. We're going to be talking game, having conversations. We done had some dope classes. Click the link, head over to the website, see what classes I got available. One-on-one consultations are available. All of this good stuff, man. I want to see you guys spend $1 with me and go make 10 back. Spend 100 with me, go make 1,000 back. And I will walk you through the process, me and my team. I'm gonna pop them up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a few more, gotta get past the 30-day mark or 90-day mark that's on board. But these people truly care about your success, and that's why they're hearing around me, and we appreciate you guys.
Chances are they're wasted money on these purchases because it's a piece of equipment that's never being used. As for me, like I said, I have 2 heat press. My very first one, when that got burnt out, bought a second one, and that's the only one that I've been using ever since. I have 1 vinyl cutter. I have a mug press for my birthday and holiday gifts, a sublimation printer for my sports team jerseys, some vinyls, and when I'm ready, I order my transfers, my blanks, and I get to work. Very simple. My vinyl cutter is a 28-inch, and the only reason it's a big one is because I do a lot of custom card decals as well, like Toys for Top banners come the Christmas time and holiday season, and other big card wraps and so forth. Like,
I hate banners, but it's a smart move. Gotta get him a hat press. I think I got one for him. Might have to send it to him.
Like that. If not, I would have just got a simple little Cricut or a Cameo that does just as well. So ask yourself, is it really necessary? And another thing you may want to do is maybe set a budget to purchase one piece of equipment each year. That way you know if you're making money off of that piece of equipment, or was that a waste of money upgrading and upgrading and upgrading. Then what are you going to do with all those previous machines? You're not going to be able to sell them and get anything worth it because now there's a new machine out and everybody has a new machine. So as this becomes, a cycle, all you're doing is making these companies that make these machines putting more and more money in their pocket.
All right, man. So here's what I want to close with this, man. At the end of the day, man, the way that you should decide if you want to buy a piece of equipment, once you got the business going and you got your heat press, you got your vinyl cutter, you still need a vinyl cutter. I don't care what people out here say. Make sure you got those 2 things, right? Heat press, vinyl cutter, hat press. Once you got those things, sublimation will probably be on the next thing just to have in the shop, just to do certain things that you may want to do. But after you get those core essentials down, listen to your customer base, listen to who you selling to. Me personally, I'm like, man, I don't really think I need a mug press in my business because my demographics and the people around me aren't really buying mugs. Maybe if I put an online store together, most of the time I'm making mugs and things and we're using them for like some of the brands and stuff that I work with, then I can sell that stuff through them. But ultimately, my customer base isn't coming in here asking me to do tumblers and mugs. If that's your customer base, then you listen to what it is that you want to actually sell and make for them, and you go out and get the equipment that will allow you to do that. But outsource it first see if you can get somebody to make it, see what the volatility is in your business, and then make that decision there. Listen, as always, this video was brought to you guys by Marathon.Supply. This is the supplier that truly cares about what it is that you're doing in your business, helping you grow. We taking all of that money, we investing it right back into the community to make sure you guys are prosperous, and we are you. We truly know who you are, what you care about, and what it is that you're trying to do. We ain't coming from a place of just selling you and pushing product on you. This has been your boy Stan Banks from T-Shirt Side Hustle. Don't forget,
Anybody can get it.
peace.
The T-Shirt Side Hustle team would like to give a huge shout out to its contributing members.